new episode of Freak Beast. Joining me in the studio is Ed McHam, and our ties are real. See? What have you got there, Ed?
It's me, Ed McHam. I'm here making my very special McHam Bloody Mary. What happens is I put a lot of clam juice in it. And no one's ever done that before. So I want you to come on down. And what's so special about it is I put 20 olives in it. So if you want 20 olives, we give you 20 olives. If you want no olives, we don't, There's probably gonna be some olives in it. Let me be honest with you. Come on down and get you one. We'll put double what you asked for inside of it. I'm telling you, you're not gonna be able to drive once you leave.
Sounds good.
So just come on down, we'll get you an Uber. I got a good guy, his name is Mohammed, and he will give you a very good ride, if you know what I mean.
Our celebrity guest tonight is Ted Danson from Cheers.
What are we talking about?
And The Good Place. Everyone tells me that it's an okay show, but I've never really seen it, so maybe he can explain what it actually is.
Telling me that Ted Danson's in the studio? I think I'm just playing. What, you talking about Ted Danson? I left that dumbass over at the VIP lounge at Dodger Stadium last night.
Well, at least we know he's in the studio, right? Guys? Anyone?
Talking about hello. Beep, 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 beep. I don't hear you. Ted Danson. Huffy, huffy, huffy. Huffy, huffy, huffy.
Well, here's our show.
You unlock this door with the key of your creative thought. Beyond it is another realm, a realm of vibration, a realm of sight, a realm of the mind. You're entering a world of both color and shape, backwards and forwards. You've just crossed over to the outer equinox.
Rick Benton, a man coming home from the bar, will in search for a simple hot pocket, which happens to be located in the outer equinox. Unfortunately for Rick Benton, that will never come true. He is currently wasted and looking for food at 3 a.m., and that food happens to be located in the outer equinox. Here's a review from Carmine in the segment Rizzo's Reviews.
Yo! This week on Rizzo's Reviews, I'm going to be talking about the Batman films. The Batman, starring Robert Pattinson, just had a teaser trailer released, so no better time. Let's get into it. My favorite Batman film, 1990, the quintessential Batman. Michael Keaton's Batman pitted up against Jack Nicholson's Joker in a Tim Burton film. The visuals are just great. Jack Nicholson is hammy, over the top, exactly what would you want from the Joker. Michael Keaton, people wouldn't believe that Mr. Mom would be such a great Bruce Wayne, but he really was. I love it. Next, I gotta say Batman Forever. This movie gets a bad rep, but it's a lot of fun. People forget that when we saw this movie in '95, we loved it. We were like, Die Hard with a Vengeance, yes! Batman Forever, yes! The two best movies ever released in the same summer! Good times, but people like to forget. Jim Carrey as the Riddler, Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face, and both of them competing to be more out of control and insane. That's awesome. I can watch that all day. And Val Kilmer was fine too. Next, Batman and Robin. People hate this movie. It's the movie that drove the franchise into the ground. But they forget it had a great cast. Uma Thurman, George Clooney, Chris O'Donnell. You know, like Schwarzenegger spitting out one-liners for days. Just chill. It was a lot of fun. Nick was in a bat suit. I mean, what can I say about this fucking movie? It was fun. And there was a right to have fun with movies back then. But we forget that because Chris Nolan came and said, no, movies aren't about fun. Let's do really gritty, serious reboot retellings and make everything really dark. And yes, The Dark Knights are great. Heath Ledger's great, but I don't need to talk about all that. You already know that. I'm talking about when Batman was fun. But that brings me to Batman v Superman, which I think is the best balance of both worlds. Because it's dark, it's Zack Snyder directing it from Watchmen fame, but at the same time it was still campy and fun. You had scenes like when Batman's fighting Superman, and they both realized that their mother is named Martha, and it's like, yo, bruh, my mother's name is Martha, bruh. Yo, that's like a crazy coincidence, bruh, because my mother's name is Martha. Word? Yo, fuck this beef. We chill now. Dead this shit. And they dead the beef right there, and it's fucking great. The Social Network guy, Jesse Eisenberg, great as a new kind of Lex Luthor. I really like that movie. Shoot me! Anyway, that's my hot take. Rizzo's Reviews. Boom!
imaginary as a child. Mysterious lovers hiding each other. Escape yourself, escape yourself. Erase all of me. You fall to be free. Escape yourself. Erase all of me. Erase all of me. I die every time I take the blame. Fantasy reveals a place I cannot be. Blood stains your teeth. Your words fall out. Take what you need. Hurt me till I bleed. Escape yourself. Erase all of me. You fall to be free. Escape yourself. Erase all of me. Erase all of me. Escape yourself. Erase all of me. Escape yourself. Erase all of me. Erase all of me.
Mr. Speaker,
The President of the United States.
So, spring reverbs provide a relatively simple and inexpensive method for creating reverberation effects. The Hammond Organ Company was the first to to create a compact reverb effect for the organs in 1960. The design was so successful, it was released as a separate piece of hardware dubbed Acoustics Type 4 Spring Reverb. One of the first customers to use this was Leo Fender, who installed the first acoustic tank in his 1963 Fender Reverb amp, Vibro amp. It was called the Fender Vibro amp from 1963. In guitar amplifiers, the spring reverbs are usually enclosed in a metal box called the reverb pan, which is attached to the bottom of the amp. The actual operation of the spring reverb is simple. An audio signal is sent from one end of the spring, or several springs, to a transducer, and this creates waves that travel through the spring. And the other end of the spring, there is another transducer, and that converts some of the motion into a spring that's an electrical signal, which is added to the dry sound. When a wave arrives at the end of the spring, part of the wave's energy is reflected and stays in the spring. It is these reflections that create reverb's characteristic sound.
What's up, Brendan? Thank you. Here's our celebrity guest,
Ted Danson.
Say hello to everyone, Ted.
Ted Danson. I'm talking about Ted Danson.
If I can say this, a man your age with that much hair is very unattractive.
I keep on Ted Danson.
I still don't know what the good place even is, alright?
Next thing you know, I'm Ted Danson.
When you're 37 and you're losing hair, that's very bad, very bad. And I always had trouble with the tabloids because they would, when I started Cheers, I had this little bald spot about like that, just right in the back here. And
So, what exactly is the good place? Is it somewhere I can go, or
I covered up a little shoe polish, right? Then
is it a documentary that I need to watch? Or
Yeah, just let me know.
I combed my dyed brown hair over that. Right.
Main thing I would say to Ted Danson is Mary Steenburgen's.
Deeply embarrassed, didn't want anyone to know. And the tabloids say, ooh, and they airbrush my head totally bald.
Are we talking about Mary Steenburgen's? Hello!
About 5 years later, I am wearing a little hairpiece about.
Hello! I mean, that work. What are you talking about? Bergenstein's.
Said Ted Danson's totally bald, wears a complete wig. Couldn't get arrested here. Went to LA to come back and work.
Dude, give me the deets. Give me the dirt. Give me that squirt.
The tabloids said, "Ooh, Ted Danson wears a hairpiece." And I couldn't go, no, I just had this little thing that I put shoe polish on. My plight every day is to find a restaurant where I can eat because I'm vegan, kind of.
We got carrots. We got celery. We got watercress. We have lettuce. We have beets.
Well, there's our show. I hope you enjoyed it.
Stay tuned for the next one.
We have tomatoes. I mean, what are we? Little ditty about Sam and Diane. Two bartenders just doing the best that they can. The tortellinis and Frasier. I don't know, but I can see the plagiarism in all the other sitcoms. Can you get Woody to replace Coach? I don't know, but we'll see. And Shelley Long is doing the best, but there's Kirstie Alley.
Man, go do a commercial or something.